It's impossible to talk about Cyberpunk without bringing Ghost in the Shell into the equation. Masamune Shirow's 1989 manga didn't just help define the genre, it was instrumental in establishing it. Alongside movies like Blade Runner and The Matrix, the various Gid-S movies, shows, and mangas became one of Cyberpunk's most influential and enduring franchises. Yet for all its legacy, Ghost in the Shell hit a major stumbling block in 2017. The live-action adaptation starring Scarlett Johansson was widely criticized, leaving fans uncertain about the franchise's future. That wavering of faith lingered until Ghost in the Shell, SAC_2045 arrived on Netflix in 2020, offering a continuation of the beloved stand-alone complex timeline. While SAC_2045 was far from a return to Ghost in the Shell at its peak, it wasn't its lowest point either. More importantly, the 10-episode Netflix show kept Gid-S alive. At a time when it risked fading into irrelevance, SAC_2045 ensured the franchise avoided stagnation and remained part of the ongoing cyberpunk conversation. Ghost in the Shell, SAC_2045 saved a franchise from oblivion, a divisive revival that still reignited fan interest. When Ghost in the Shell, SAC_2045 debuted in 2020, the franchise was in a precarious position. The fallout from the 2017 live-action film had shaken fan confidence, and there was little indication that the IP would recover. For many, it felt like Ghost in the Shell had lost its creative direction. SAC_2045 didn't completely reverse that perception, but it did stabilize things. By returning to the continuity of stand-alone complex, the 3D animated Netflix series reconnected with what many consider the franchise's golden era. The decision to revisit this timeline was crucial. 2002's stand-alone complex had long been praised for its balance of philosophical storytelling and procedural structure, making it a high point in the wider Ghost in the Shell canon. SAC_2045 didn't match the level of the beloved series, but it at least respected the foundation that had made the earlier series so compelling. Of course, SAC_2045 wasn't without its flaws. The shift to full 3D animation divided audiences, and the storytelling doesn't quite reach the same depth as its predecessors. Even so, SAC_2045 did something important. It managed to remind viewers why Ghost in the Shell mattered. It proved the franchise still had stories worth telling, even if it hadn't yet rediscovered its full potential. It may not have been a return to former glory, but it was a return that needed to happen, and one whose significance can't be overlooked. After years, Ghost in the Shell is finally branching out in a new direction. A new anime signals a bold future for the franchise. While SAC_2045 kept the franchise alive, it also highlighted the need for evolution. Rather than simply revisiting past successes, Ghost in the Shell needed a fresh creative direction to truly regain its position as not only a definitive cyberpunk franchise, but a seminal anime IP too. Fortunately, that next step is already on the horizon. A new 2026 Ghost in the Shell anime series is set to redefine the franchise once it arrives in July. Developed by Science Saru, the studio behind Dandadan, the new Ghost in the Shell anime will be a complete stylistic and narrative shift that contrasts with the CG-heavy approach of SAC_2045. The trailers for the 2026 Ghost in the Shell show have revealed a return to hand-drawn aesthetics, paired with a more experimental tone. This aligns with the franchise's roots, where innovation was always at the forefront. What's more, the timing couldn't be better. With Cyberpunk enjoying renewed popularity, the Ghost in the Shell franchise has an opportunity to reclaim its position as a defining voice in the genre. If successful, the new anime could do more than just revive Ghost in the Shell, it could redefine it for a new generation. In hindsight, SAC_2045 may not be remembered as a masterpiece. Without it, however, the path forward for the upcoming 2026 anime might never have existed at all.